Straight out the boot room to Wembley, our second home. We come to conquer. No, we never walk alone. We dominate the cream of the crop, drawing all our strength from the roar of the cock. It's all for one and one for all. Pass a move. We're talking total football. Here we go again. Roy's red machine. Liverpool, the greatest team the world has ever seen.
Hello and welcome back to the Liverpool Groove. It's only going to be a quick one today, he says, in hope more than anything. Because let's be honest, what's Christmas without us two? Because this probably is going to be the last one before Christmas now. So get a quick one out. Jay has been up the wall with everything he's been doing for the food banks and all that, so we can forgive him on that occasion this once. Yeah, great thing you do, obviously, lad. Everyone who knows you knows what you do. So yeah, fucking hats off to you. Let's get into it though. So Saturday, was it even Saturday? Yeah, it was Saturday, wasn't it? Days are merging into one at the minute. The Fulham game, we still should have won. We were probably still the better team, even with 10 men. But yeah, it left a lot to sort of be desired, I think. Main first, go straight into the sort of main first talking point. Andy Robertson, red card. I said as soon as he made the tackle, I said he's going. I did not expect anything else other than him being sent off, if I'm being honest. Looking back, I can see why there's maybe an argument that it's harsh. But at the time, I thought Stonewall.
I agree. In the ground, in the cop, it was a Stonewall fucking red card. He was tripped and he's brought him down. Again, I don't think it's anything malicious. There's no malice in it. He's just a fucking second too slow. And it's just happening too much now for Robbo. You know, I've said myself with him is that, you know, he comes into form. I think we spoke about the Real Madrid and the City game, and he looked like he was coming back to his normal self. In terms of getting up and down the pitch and working his ass off, he is exactly that. But he has 100% lost like a millisecond of his game, which we've seen with Kyle Walker as well. And when it happens, it can be catastrophic for you. When you just leave a leg here and there, and it at the minute it is actually killing us. It's costing us points, because I think with 10 men we absolutely walk all over Fulham. Brilliant from the manager to get us dictating the game how we did and be in control and look the better team. But yeah, I think Robbo just needs to be a little bit calmer in those situations and stand off rather than throwing his leg in. I think that'll be a learning curve for him. I think it happens to all the really good players and the great professionals when they do something and they go, you know what, fuck it, I'm just not the player I was. I'm not as fast as I was. My brain and my legs aren't working in the same speed as they used to. Let's fucking take a chill. Because remember Milner playing left back, lad, and he was doing all that. And it was fucking, you know, you seen him grafting. You was like, you felt secure that he was playing, but you knew at any moment he could do something dangerous to kill us. And that, I think he had a word with himself, and he started, you know, taking a yard off players and not really diving in unless he was 100% sure he was going to win the ball. And Robbo needs to have that word with himself now. He's still a vital part of the team, still a fantastic player, but he's lost a couple of seconds in his brain to his feet, and it's really shown.
Yeah. And, you know, you mentioned there with Kyle Walker, and I think the same thing is happening, but not quite to the same extent. I think Kyle Walker is actively being targeted for City at the minute, which, to be fair, Jurgen Klopp always seemed to target Kyle Walker even when he had the pace. So I think because of, it's just, you know how good he can be, Robbo, and he's still got it in him. Like you say, he's still up and down like the old Andy Robbo. But yeah, he's just a little bit rash. And it's because he's probably maybe has lost that little yard of pace that he used to have. He's not quite getting to the ball first. Yeah, as I say, I mean, it's one of them. We still marshalled the game quite well. We still looked the better team, as we say. Ryan Gravenberch going into defence is the anything that man can't do this season. Just phenomenal performance in centre-back.
He was, lad. And again, the whole setup, the way he didn't really have a midfield was just mad. But we just looked so comfortable. We didn't look in any danger, really. I think the only danger came from them targeting our right back. he just targeted the right, and I'm not even going to say it in a bad sense. He played the way he played. I think he's looking a bit lacklustre, lack of interest at the minute. But again, he was playing in a 3-man defence. So you can't really, you know, we were always going to get to that left, right and centre there. It just appeared to be all down his side and no one else's. But yeah, I felt like when we got that equaliser, that it was on. And I think that all the crowd felt it too. It raised. I think the players, they were indicating to us that they fancied it. And it was just one of them. I think that their second goal, just, it could have knocked the stuffing out of us completely. Could have killed us. It could have just been one of them days. And we carried on and carried on and carried on. So I can't for 1 second knock the character of the players. You know, we never played great the first half, which we've come to expect now. That second half, we looked like we had 12 men, not 10. We were just everywhere. We grafted. We done everything you want to be doing. We didn't sit here and go, fuck it, if we can sneak a point with 10 men, great. We went for the win. Unfortunately, we never got it, but we did deserve it.
Yeah, and you know, I think just the element of bad luck was on our side a little bit that day. You know, the first goal, one, which we'll talk about in just a second, but come from a player who, one, shouldn't have been on the pitch, but two, it was deflected off Andy Robbo, taking it away from Alisson to begin with. The second goal looks like it's took a bit of a deflection as well, knocking it past Alisson, who's took a knee in the face in the process. Yeah, I think just everything that sort of could have went wrong on the day kind of did. And the fact that we've managed to come away still with a result is a testament to the players, testament to the manager. And even the crowd, to be fair, the crowd was seemed to me really good, even through what we were sort of going through on the day. I think it would have been easy for the crowd to you know, sigh and complain a little bit, but didn't really get much indication of that except towards the ref.
Yeah, no, the atmosphere was sound. Obviously, it's hard at the minute because we're not straight in from the off going mad. We're quite happy to just ping the ball around in our defence and let them have it in midfield and stuff. So it's not that exciting. So it is hard sometimes. You need like an early shot or an early big tackle to get you going from the off. For us, it was the red card. We got straight behind them on the red card. And when we were 1-0 down, got behind them. Obviously, we were pissed off. I thought the first goal was pathetic to concede. Thought it was terrible defending all round. The cross should never have been allowed to be made. And then I think it's Robbo on the back post, isn't it?
Yeah,
just let him post in. But yeah, it was terrible defending. But again, we're not the fans to go, oh, that was fucking shit. Fuck off. We got straight behind them. And then the players were onto it, that we were there with them, and every time they made a tackle or had a shot, they'd be rallying us, and we were right up for it. So it was one of them games you come out the ground gutted that you haven't got the win, but I think the 17th minute when there's a red card, you're happy with a point instantly. You're 1-0 down, you go down to 10 men, and then you're like, fuck it, if you can get a point, fantastic, we go again. And the players deserve all the credit in the world for the way they handled it.
Yeah, and not only that, you know, it was the 17th minute that we had a red card, but then also throughout the game there was 16 minutes, I think it was, or 14 minutes at a time between the first and the second half. So it's practically a full match with 10 men. You know what I mean? So it's huge. It was a huge decision. Speaking of, there was obviously the 2 red card shouts that went against Fulham, or should have went against Fulham, I should say. First minute, I think it was Diop, was it? Can't remember who it was on. Was it McAllister? Got him on the knee.
Again, just too far away. It was just put loads of roaring in the crowd for it. Instantly, I've seen it back. It's a red card. I think it's a red card.
I was a little. I was a bit on the fence at first with it, just because I thought, is it one of them where he sort of tried to kick the ball, missed it, and he's only caught him a little tiny bit. Like, it looks worse in slow-mo or in a still and things like that. But I think once I'd seen it back properly, because I think I missed the start of the game for some reason, the first couple of minutes. So I didn't see that happen in real time. I'd only seen like stills and that to begin with. But when I'd seen it properly, then yeah, it was a red card. The one for me that I'm really pissed off with was the Pereira one, as I say, right down the fucking back of his leg.
And it's on purpose.
Yeah, it's 100% on purpose. I tweeted it the other day.
So Yeah, again, red card. I think we should have had a penalty as well. So,
what was the penalty shot again? I can't remember.
was it Gomez burst into the box?
Oh yes, sorry, of course. How could I forget?
Was it Joe Gomez?
Yeah, it was Gomez because Gakpo had the ball outside the box,
Yeah,
went to shoot.
The only thing I would say about that is because Gakpo's shot. I think if Gakpo plays that ball into the passing lane, into his path, it's 100% a penalty, possibly a red card as well. But because he's shot, you could like sort of say he's tried to block the ball and Gomez has run through him, but he's fucking, no matter what's happened, he's hit him, brought him down, but it was never going to him anyway. So it's it was one of them.
But at the same time, it's one of them. Like there's another angle of it from sort of behind the Fulham defender, and you can see Gomez sees him and he actively shifts out the way. He tries to move out the way of him, and he still gets clattered. So for me, it's clattered. I have no doubt whatsoever that he's trying to block the ball, but like he's took him out. Like that's it shouldn't matter what the intent is.
It's not like he's run from behind him and he hasn't seen him. He's running towards him, so he can fucking see him. Like, you know what I mean? He still swung his leg, wrapped it right round him, brought him down. For me, penalty. But again, I think in some situations, I know it's a foul is a foul, but if Gakpo plays that ball through to him and we don't get it, I think you're absolutely kicking up a massive fuss.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he's shot, it would have just been like a bit of a Brucey bonus, or he's fucked the shot up. We've been fouled as well, but he should. I think a clever player plays that in, but a clever player also sees that it's Joe Gomez, who's never scored a goal in his life, and probably thinking, "Fuck that."
No, definitely an element of that probably. But Gomez, I thought actually played well against Fulham. I thought he had a good game considering the circumstances. I think he had a good first half against Southampton as well. Got brought off at half time. So
I think they all played well, lads. I think obviously Gomez had a bit of a tricky one against Newcastle. But when I say it's a tricky one, he made that one mistake where he's tried to back pass it and it's hit him and gone back, roll towards the keeper. That happens. That's not playing bad. That's just a fucking mistake happens. You know what I mean? I don't think he played too bad. I think obviously the change from being right back and fucking centre half is different. And it was the same with Quansah. He's done all right against Man City, but to start him against Anthony Gordon against Newcastle was just backwards, to be fair. So that was on the manager for me to try him there. Don't think he'll ever try him there again. But yeah, I think players are going to make mistakes as long as they keep trying, lad. I'm not asked, really.
Yeah. I mean, Quansah's one, he's not having a great time at the minute, really, though, is he? I think. No. He's having a bit of a nightmare, really. I think Southampton was probably, I wouldn't say he was fully at fault for their goal, but like he was certainly, part culpable for it. And then there's obviously the people saying a shout for a foul when he was last man. I don't think it's a foul, to be honest. I think it's naive from Quansah. I think it's silly from Quansah. Don't get me wrong, to engage with him, but I don't think he's done enough for there to be a foul. He hasn't grabbed him. Like, he was saying, who did they have in the studio? I think it was Joby McAnuff. And he's saying he's put his arm across him, he's dragged him down. He hasn't dragged him down at all. He's put no force into any movement. He's put his arm across him, which is silly, but he hasn't actually done anything to force him to go down. I think it's silly, but not a foul.
I would, if that was against us, I'd be absolutely fucking kicking and screaming for a red card. I would. 100%. I would.
I get that, and I'd be the same.
We see it happen. We see that exact motion happen to Mo Salah 4 times a game, and he never gets a foul because it's clever. It's from the front. Obviously, there's VAR now, but they're tussling together, and he's put his arm around him. I do think he's pulling him as well. I do think he's a lot bigger, a lot stronger than the attacker, and I do actually think if he'd went, I wouldn't have moaned again. If it happened against us and it was potentially like, say we were drawing and it was going to fucking help us on the game, I'd be kicking and screaming for that. I would.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. I don't think I would have complained too much if he'd have gone, but I just think the attacker has kept himself up, can see the ball isn't going to go to him, so he's made sure he's fell at that point. Yeah, if it gets given, it gets called clever attack and play. As I say, naive, a bit silly, a bit stupid from Quanta, admittedly, just not quite enough for a foul in my opinion. But again, it's one of them. If it gets given, you're probably not complaining about it. The game overall was a bit of a weird one. I know you haven't seen. Well, you didn't watch it. I don't know if you've seen any like highlights and stuff like that. First half, we were outstanding. To be honest, we just were far better than them in every aspect of the game. Should have ran away with it in the first half. In all honesty, was made up for Darwin Núñez to get a goal. I'm hoping that sparks a bit of confidence in him because that's what he's missing at the minute more than anything. So yeah, I mean, it's a weird. I don't think his overall game was fantastic at the same time, but you know, how many times does some not to compare them, but how many times do you see someone like Mo Salah not really impact the game too much and then he'll pop up with a goal and an assist? So sometimes that happens with strikers.
Núñez is completely confidence-based, lad, and hopefully that goal does give him a lot of confidence. But again, what I will say about him is he misses chances, gets in the right places to take. He should be taking the chances, but he works his ass off. And I know people are saying there's only so much fucking hard work you can do before, you know, it's not enough. But he doesn't go hiding, and he's involved. You know, he's got an assist the other day as well against Fulham.
Yeah.
When players, sometimes when they're desperate, go to bits because a new striker's coming in. Is he going to take me place? Do I pass it to him or don't I? No, we done what was best for the team. Played the ball into Jota and away we go. I think we seen the best of Núñez last season when he played alongside Jota, not in replace of him. So hopefully, you know, we've seen them linking together. We've seen Salah and Núñez linking together well. So there's a good click between them three. That would be the three I go for. If Jota can stay fit, I'd play Núñez down the left. I think bringing Diaz and Gakpo bring two different dimensions to our attack. Completely different. Núñez just causes chaos. And if you can just twat the ball to the corner flag and let that madman chase it and then try and get assists. You know, we didn't. I know he's a number 9 and he's there to score goals, but we bought him from Benfica when he played out wide. And I know he scored goals there, but Bobby Firmino came to link the forward play and he didn't get many goals or assists, but he helped the team. He worked hard and we appreciated that. So I think just lay off Núñez a little bit. Let's just see what he does now. He's playing with better forwards, actual strikers, and you know what, he can learn a bit as well. You know, he can watch Jota's running and his movements and see what he should be doing. But I don't think there's an issue with his timing. You know, his offsides is fucking pathetic, but his timing of his runs and, you know, getting into the right areas and getting into the 6-yard box and that, he's just not a natural finisher. And, you know, I think for me, he's better out wide and made up. He got a goal. Even that first touch, I thought he put it too far.
Yeah, I did.
To get on the end of it and put it in and then had the balls to go and tell all the Southampton fans to fucking shut up, which I thought was class.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just got it. He's in the team, lad. He's in the squad. Just get behind him. Again, I'm not into this where he's missing sitters and then everyone's fucking cheering him on him like he can't do no wrong.
Yeah.
You know, when he plays shit, it's got to be, you know, it's got to be allowed to be known without it being called like fucking bullying and that. But to a level where you'd only say to him what you'd say in the pub to his face. So yeah, I hope it starts working out for him. I really do. Delighted he got his goal. Hopefully it's one of many to come and he gets his confidence, but as long as he's still fighting for the cause, fighting for the team, getting on the assist list and helping the other players, I don't care what he does. If he misses 10 sitters a game, sets up 3, couldn't care less.
Yeah, that's it. Now, yeah, like I say, confidence player needed that goal big time. Nice to see Harvey Elliott back on the score sheet. He was brilliant. Looked like he certainly first half anyway. Looked like he hadn't really missed a beat, which is nice. It's hard for players when they're coming back off big injuries, long-term injuries, to take them a while to get into the swing of things. But I say, looked like he hadn't really missed a beat, so that was nice. A couple of the young ones as well who you don't really see much of, coming in and doing well. Tyler Morton, I thought, played very well. like I think he should actually be getting a bit more time in other games. Not necessarily saying he needs to be starting in games against just in general, doesn't necessarily need to be starting, but he's certainly an option, not to just fill a gap on the bench, but he's certainly someone that can come on and do a job. He's a tidy footballer. He's good on the ball. He showed that he's got enough sort of football IQ about him that he could go play fucking right back for the second half, and do a decent job. He wasn't spectacular or nothing like that. Don't get me wrong, but he done a job. He was acceptable. You know what I mean? It's like there's a useful player in there, and with the amount of injuries other teams have got and things like that, having another useful body in the mix is invaluable at this time of season.
Yeah, and I think Slot's gonna have to see what they're like actually in matches when they're playing for him. It's all good and well in training and that they can all be confident and quality in training, but you've got to give them the minutes. And obviously we're in a title run and going for trophies, so if he was to do it and he cocked up, it could ruin his confidence and our team's chances. So I think he's used them at the right moments in the right game, and yeah, the more he plays like that, the more he will get minutes. He might get 10 minutes here and there in the Premier League or the Champions League. The Champions League now we're qualified as well. He might start, using players like Morton. And yeah, you just got to see how they go every match day, lads. But again, we've seen him for years, haven't we? And he sort of breaks in and then he gets taken out again. So I think this has got to be like a breakthrough season for him, I think. But it's fucking hell. Throw him in the deep end and see if he can swim, lad, innit? But
I think a lot of people... Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think a lot of people were surprised that we kept him in the summer and loaned Bajcetic out. But like I kind of said, given what Bajcetic's injury record was like, I think it made sense for him to go and get game time somewhere. Morton's coming off the back of a couple of good loan spells. So I think it kind of made sense in my head, but a lot of people were surprised.
I know. It's another thing, though. I don't think there's like a mad thing with players when they're foreign and they're young, and the attention they get and how highly rated they get so young. I think it fucks them a little bit. Like Bajcetic just fucking getting listed like Thiago and Alonso and all that at that age, and you're like, fucking hell, he's played about 10 games in life. Just fucking calm down a bit. He's obviously got talent, but I think there's other lads in the squad who've got talent who are from fucking local areas. So, utilise them all. Get Bajcetic through this loan, get him through the barrier of all these injuries he's been having. I think apparently he was like Jadon Sands, he's been struggling with his growth and been having fucking terrible pains and that because he's like a growth spurt. And yeah, get him through that fucking and get him back in the squad because he's obviously a talented player. But from a fan point of view, don't put too much on him. Just let him come in as the young lad he is and see how he excels.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but nice to see a couple of other youngsters that like we've obviously been aware of through the academy, but also ones that have had a few first team games here and there. Obviously, Trainee only getting to make his full first team debut. Difficult night for him. Couldn't really impact the game too much, but he got pretty much 90 minutes. Good experience for him. James McConnell, come on, looked tidy. Certainly not somebody you're going to be hoping to rely on, but I mean, he can come on and do a job. Another tidy little player. But I think obviously the main man on the night was Wataru Endo. Someone who hasn't really been playing at all this season, been getting 2-3 minutes here and there, playing an unfamiliar role at centre back, and was the best player on the pitch. Like, just you couldn't write it. It's fucking great. He's
one of them players, lad. I just think he's happy to be on the pitch, and if you like Milner, put him anywhere and he'll accept it and he'll play there and he'll give absolutely everything there. And that's why when everyone was kicking off over getting a CDM and fucking CDM, like I'm on FIFA or Footy Manager, getting a centre mid in the summer and not being. Enzo was absolutely fantastic last season. No one could rate him highly enough. He was brilliant. He come in with very little expectation and never put a foot wrong. He was fucking quality. And then all of a sudden we need to buy 2 fucking number 6s because the backup one's shit. And like, fucking get a grip. So again, the way Gravenberch's has been playing in that role and the way he can slot into centre half and the way Enzo has a backup to him, in a game where you need someone to just use the body and be clever and fucking do the little fucking snard fouls and that. He's perfect for that role. I love him in that role. And the fact that he can slot in at centre half as well is just magnificent. So, again, yeah, fucking credit to him. Seen loads of people talking about our new Italian, saying he's absolutely fucking finished and he played shite. And I've watched the highlights of him and he reminds me of when we signed Mane, just skipping past players and bending it into far corners and, you know, fucking deflections and saves and blocks on the line, fucking hitting the post. Fucking looked brilliant. So I don't. I couldn't. I was looking at it thinking this has got to be a wind up because the highlights fucking paint a picture that he's got really some fucking talent, and I'm looking forward to seeing him in the team as well.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I couldn't understand it with Chiesa, what people were saying. For me, he paid his transfer fee with that touch on the fucking line and the Meg immediately after. He doesn't have to do anything else in a Liverpool shirt as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I didn't understand that discourse about him online, to be honest. I thought, he's come on, he's not really, like, set the world alight or anything like that, but he's just come back off a 4-month injury. Like, what do you expect? He hasn't played
one game, being injured. He's missed 4 months, and people want him to go in, play 90 minutes, score the hat-trick, and people are back. It's them tip that fucking LFC lorry and all that, isn't it?
Oh, I know, yeah, but you know,
absolute dopes.
A player on the line aside, without that player, he's got a goal. So, like, and he had another one where he's scuffed it and it was going wide, and we've got a corner out of it. But he's in the right positions. He's like you said, he's taking players on quite easily. Like, get him up to speed, get him fit. And that's a fucking, he's a game changer. I'm telling you.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, to someone like that to bring on the latter stages of the season, sort of like the way Trossard is for Arsenal. I think he's going to be one of them players. Like, Trossard is fantastic when he comes off the bench and absolutely dog shit when he starts. I just hope it's not the same for Chiesa.
I don't even think he'll be dog shit. I just think you've got to ease him in, lads. And that's the type of game you put him in. You don't put him in at Tottenham when you come back off an injury. No. You put him in against Southampton in the cup, and you see how he goes. And for me, I thought he looked like exciting.
Yeah,
really looked exciting.
I thought he had a good half.
Movement where he skipped past the 2-3 players and then bent it round as it's going, possibly posting in, if not just right into the corner, and the player gets off the line. He couldn't do any more if he tried. Fucking nearly inch perfect. But
people are mad.
Again, some of our fans have just got to hate someone, and he's the new one. But no, looking forward to seeing him as well, lads.
Yeah, same.
Exciting, isn't it? We're still, we're picking up points. We're winning cup games. We're progressed in the Champions League. We've dropped a few here and there. The games that you're expecting to win, we're not winning with ease, at least. So the Fulham game, given the circumstances, 17th minute, you'll offer me a point, taking it. Simple as that.
Yeah, definitely.
That's just where we're at the minute. There's loads of people kicking and screaming about Chelsea and the poor underdogs who only spent £1 billion. God help them. The fucking should be going for titles. But again, title race not over. It never is. It's exciting. It looked like at one point we could have been 11 points clear. Now it's 2? With a game in hand. Yeah. So, yeah, it's fucking balls in our court. I expect Chelsea to challenge us all the way. I expect City to go on a mad run. I expect Arsenal to do well. And it'd be a lot closer than some of us might have been expecting a few weeks ago. But, yeah, it's going to be one of them. I'm still favourite in Liverpool. I'm still confident that we're going to just keep going through the gears and picking up points. And, if we do drop a few points here and there and it's not a loss and we're winning the ones we're expecting to lose, it still averages itself out all right for me. So I think we'll be down.
Yeah. No, it's going to be tight. Like, people would giving up saying the league's gone after drawing against Fulham, and it's like the league wasn't won. You can't win the league after 15 games. You can't lose the league after 15 games. Like, there's still a lot of football to be played this season. You've got 23 games left, and we've got a game in hand.
That's the thing with some of the fan base. They can't hack when it goes a little bit dull and it's not all fucking rosy. Do you know what I mean? But again, in that ground, I think we all come out that ground there devastated that we didn't win because of the effort the players put in, and we fucking clapped them off because we knew they couldn't have done any more if they tried. They worked their arse off, and it was a well-earned point with 10 men, and we deserve more. So you can't ask for more than that.
Yeah, I agree completely. Before we wrap up very quickly, obviously we know now we've got Tottenham in the semis. So over 2 legs. Watching their game last night, fantastic game for the neutral, like. But watching that game last night, I expect to see us in Wembley. Let's just put it that way. But obviously got them coming up on Sunday. Although they won, I think they'll be a little. They're going to be a little shell shocked. From the way that game turned out in the end, 3-0 up, nearly throwing it away. Fraser Forster doing his best to help United win. Just a mad game. But yeah, Spurs are another Newcastle. The way I look at them, I think if they turn up, how they can turn up, then it's going to be a very, very tough game. But if the other side of Spurs turn up, it could be a very, very easy game for us. It just depends what Tottenham turns up.
Well, it's also the cup winning side of the fucking 60s or 70s will fucking turn up, lad.
Jimmy Greaves up front on that.
Honestly, it's one of them. Everyone who plays us, it's a cup final. They want to see us, not because they want to see us lose, but we are just a massive team where they have to get the tails up to play us because they know they'll get fucking trounced. So yeah, I expect a strong fucking Tottenham side to turn up in both games in the cup and in the league on Sunday. And we just got to be ready for it. I think they're not the type of team I'd like to see have a lot of possession because they can make things happen with one pass, one stroke over the top. You've got Maddison, you've got Son, you've got players there who can make shit happen out of nothing, and we've just got to be careful. But I think we'll be sound.
Yeah. What I will say is I do think this is the game where you start Darwin Núñez. They love that high line. Their line is on the fucking halfway line. Give him an inch. They haven't got Van der...
Lad, get him in with Jota. Play him, Jota and Salah. I don't know whether Jota's fit because he missed Southampton, didn't he? Did he come on?
I think he come on in the end. I can't remember.
I play Núñez on the left, lad. And then if that's not working, if that's completely not working, then get Diaz on. And then if that's not, you can get Gakpo on up front then with Diaz.
Yeah.
There's loads of options, lad. There's just loads of options, so it's fucking great. We just need to win the midfield battle. It's not one of them games where, what we did against Fulham, not have a midfield, let them have all the ball in the midfield and defend with our hearts and fucking attack with 4 or 5 players. It's not a game where you can't win the midfield. You've got to be the better midfield against Tottenham. And whatever midfield is the best, I think, wins the game. And hopefully it's ours.
Yeah. Like I agree. Win the midfield battle. I think you win the game, to be honest. As I say, utilise Núñez's pace. They haven't got Van der Ven. So they're already lacking pace in the back. Diaz will have a field day. Núñez will have a field day against them if he can get on the end of the passes. If he can time his runs right, he's gonna be a menace for it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think we owed him a bit after last season with the disallowed goal and all that. Yeah. So it's going to be an interesting one because of that. But look, as I say, it was only a quick one today. So we are going to wrap up there. Sorry, it's not more in depth as it normally is, but we will be back after the Tottenham game, probably most likely after Christmas, in all honesty. So with that being said, everyone who's listened to us over the course of the year, everyone who's watched us, interacted with us, thank you all very much. Hope you all have a boss Christmas. I'm sure many of you will be waking up to something from Jay this Christmas. Some Scouts Republic merch. I'm sure you'll all be waking up to it. So yeah, just as I say, thank you all. If you're watching on YouTube, please do subscribe to the channel. Wherever you're listening to us, drop us a follow on your particular podcast app. And yeah, Merry Christmas. Up the fucking Reds.
Up the fucking Reds and a Happy New Year.